we will today what we are going to learn. So today's outline of the presentation will like 3D file formats. We will little bit understand what are the file formats we have in 3D printing. Then we will learn about stereolithography. So and what is stereolithography? Short form you can say it is SL. Somewhere you will in some literature you will get it at SL. Then some literature you will get at stereolithography aperture. So SLA is also there. Then STL itself is stereolithography short form and all acronyms. Then we will learn what stereolithography is used for. Then what are the benefits basically? Why we should go with stereolithography, because lots of different processes are there, especially for 3D printing. Then why we should go with this process? Okay, because this is one of the process by which we generate the 3D models, and then we will go with 3D printing of any sculptures or any product, or you can say with some of the tools also. So we will see that part also, what are the benefits. Then how does stereolithography works, because without understanding how it's work, we can't generate its model. Because to understand how stereolithography is going to work, so we will see that part, what are the lasers and how lasers are going to help you, and what are the material we need for generating the models and then end products. So we will see that part and some of the stages of SL printing. So we will see that also, what are the stages and how where you can say STL files going to be fit in that. Okay, so in on which stage you need especially STL files. So we will see that part also. Then further we will move on that introduction of STL files and CAD model versus that STL model. And there are two types basically of STL models, or you can say STL files. The one is ASCII encoding, and then second one is you can say binary encoding. So we will see that part also, and how we can write our own STL files in ASCII encoding. And then we will see with example also how we can create our own model. So that is basically the generation part. And what are the special rules which we should know? And those are basically you can say very important to learn and to generate, or you can say STL models or STL files. So we will see those rules also. Then at last, some of the you can say good things to reduce our work. So that is STL file resources, and we will see that also from where we can generate or we can get STL files itself without creating. And there are you can see huge number of STL files already uploaded by some of the creators and throughout the world in web domain. So we will see how we can get that STL files, and we can use that STL files in our softwares. So some of the softwares also we will see where we can see STL files and all. So these are the outlines of basically today's presentation. And what will be the learning outcome? Because when we are giving our 2 hours precious time to something or some talk, then definitely there should be some learning. So we will learn about stereolithography, and not we basically you guys will learn, and then you will learn how to type define, or how to type, or how to write STL files. Then you will also easily state that these are the disadvantage and these are the advantage of STL files. Then we will learn about generate and correction of STL files. Correction part we will not go that much deep because it is automatic process. I will explain you how. But generation part we will more focus, because STL models are the base of 3D printing, you can say. So that is there. So if one suggestion from my side, if you have any doubt, So raise your hand, or you can do one thing, you can type also on chat box, or you can save your questions for last. Then we have some question sessions. There we can discuss some of your questions, and then I will try my best to provide those answers for those questions and all. Okay, so let me start with stereolithography. What is stereolithography? Okay, before that we should learn about 3D file formats. So these are some very some you can say 3D file formats which I have mentioned here on the screen. And this is the beside the bold one are basically you can say file formats like .txt is notepad files, text editor files have some .txt, like Word we have doc, or nowadays we have docx, like web pages we have .html. So when we are creating some 3D models, so we have to provide these we can provide these among these any one of that file format, and that is you can say extension, file extension or something. Basically the printers which you are going to use will understand or will um, um, generate these file formats in models. So and the smaller and the without bold texts are basically the you can say the softwares which supports these file formats. So like 3D Studio Binary, one of the software is there. So that support 3ds file format. Like that we have Lightwave, also one you can say 3D modeling software. So for that LWO and then LW itself. Then like that we have raw file formats are also there. Then we have Cinema 4D is last one. So for that we have file, it has their own proprietary file format. So C4D is there. Like that we have OpenFlight, we have Power Render, 3D Max is very famous. AutoCAD itself you will have know about that. So AutoCAD itself is very famous 3D printing modeling you can say software. At last I have mentioned that stereolithography. This was the very first. This was the very first rapid prototyping model, and it was generated, or you can say it was introduced to the world by 3D systems. Okay, and that system, that company has generated this stereolithography way. And what they have done, they have bring us one whole you can say process itself. And tomorrow in the morning session I will myself will provide you what are the processes in 3D printing. So that part tomorrow we will see. And then but today just one part we are getting knowledge of that. So that is stereolithography. So 3D systems had generated or introduced this one stereolithography in 1986, and from there itself 3D printing world has started. This was the very first rapid prototyping technique. What is rapid prototyping technique? So in this we generate prototype of, or you can say model of different objects. Okay, and this is very fast way. So rapid technique is there. So we are going with that part. So stereo lithography, and now onwards I will say SL or STL. So don't confuse in that, same concept is there. So SL is a 3D printing process in which what we have used computer controlled laser beam and to create different objects in 3D view. Okay, so that is there. And then we used CAM, computer aided manufacturing, or CAD, computer aided designing softwares. So two different domains softwares are there. Lots of CAX is there. So but we are using that CAM and CAD softwares to generate or to move laser beams, and that is computer controlled, and generate the 3D objects. Okay, so that is basically known as stereolithography. Okay, and stereolithography. Hello. Okay, so stereolithography is a liquid based process. What we are going to do, you will see when I will explain about the process itself, how it's work. So in that, we have liquid, the object or the material which is going to be used to create the 3D printing model. So 3D printed model, that material will be in liquid form. Okay, so like if you are using resin, that will be in liquid form. In I will suggest all of you please mute your mic, so that will not create noises and it will support all of us. So please do that. That will be good.
Sure, sir.
So in this, that
Screen is not visible.
now it is visible. Now, what
Could you
about
share
now?
once again? Could you
Yes,
share
definitely.
once again, please?
Definitely, I will. Definitely, I will. Please give me 1 minute. I will share.
Your screen is visible, sir, but your voice is breaking in between.
It's not. Okay, now it is visible for you guys. Hello. Is
Not
it okay
yet.
now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are audible and screen is also visible.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Now, thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Okay, so what the material which we are going to use to produce the 3D model, or not model, the 3D object is of liquid form. Okay, so liquid based process, that's why it's known as liquid based process. Okay, and we have to design that in CAD files, 3D CAD files, and then we have to generate stereolithography model of that CAD files, and then we will go with the liquid. Laser beams will hit that liquid, and then it will give us one object or 3D modeled object. So that is stereolithography. Okay, and it is used in basically industry, you can say, very much, and rapid prototypes are basically generated in this. You just need to geometricize that, you can say, model itself, and then it will your printer's speed will depend, and it will within hours or within days you can generate your model. So that way it is a very rapid process, and to prototype any model. So that's why we are going with stereolithography, very basic, very first, you can say, and widely used in the domain. Always remember those filaments, you can say, 3D printing, we are using filaments, but in this, that filament should be in liquid form. Always remember the materials. In the last lecture, in the last day, you will learn about what are the solid materials, but remember, stereolithography does not support solid materials. It always supports liquid materials like polymers in liquid form, or rubbers in liquid form, or you can say resins in liquid form. So those materials should be in liquid form. Okay, and what it will do, how it will do that, so we will see that part also. So the exact in the whole liquid, the beam will hit exact that part where the 3D model will start, and then with the laser beam hitting, it will make that liquid harden in that complete whole tub, you can say. So we will see that part also, how it's going to process. But before that, we have to model. Okay, you can say stereolithography is very, very good. Accurate prototype models you can generate with stereolithography, and that's why it is, you can say, even with the basic concepts, it is very much used in the domain. Even with very, very basic and very first, lots of processes are there. We will see tomorrow near about 6 or 7 processes, but among them, stereolithography is very basic and very first one. But yet today, in the today's domain, it is very much useful, and it produced very accurate prototype or model, you can say. Okay, and it is you can say used in so many domains, like you can say to generate prosthetic hands for patients, to generate tools for manufacturing, to even you can, nowadays we are printing 3D cars also. So in that also, small parts modeling, you can use stereolithography. They are very useful in that. So what is stereolithography used for? So you can say it is used basically when you need more accurate prototypes, when you have to go with rapid prototyping, so you can use that part. When the exact model which you are seeing in your computer, and you have to generate exact that model or concept, so you can go with that. So show and tell parts are very, very easily you can browse in this one. And finally, very fine detailed parts can be generated with stereolithography. Okay, so what are the benefits basically? So benefits, why it's provide you excellent surface finishing. Okay, the surface of that you can say the product which you are going to make in this, so that product surface will be excellent finished. Okay, and very inexpensive compared to other techniques. And it is also light sensitive. Liquid polymer can be used in this, because polymer basically are very, very useful to generate the small models. Okay, and nowadays we are using that. So in liquid form itself, you can go with that. You don't need to be generate filament, because filament itself of any polymer will be generated or will be created with that liquid polymer itself. So why to create one extra process in between? First you have to generate liquid polymer, and then go with making it in filament, and then use those filaments. So that is one extra process or extra step or extra stage in that complete modeling and producing. But in this stereolithography, you can directly use that liquid polymer itself. Okay, and then it easily duplicates complex geometries. When you have a tetrahedron, or you can say different type of geometrical images are there or models are there, so you can easily duplicate those with just 3 or 4 clicks itself. Just take the photo of that, bring it to system, and it will lots of softwares are there. Those softwares itself will generate your STL files. So you don't have to worry about drawing and generation of STL. You just have to click the picture, bring the picture in your geometrical picture in your system, and click, and they will generate the STL file itself for you. So very easy you can duplicate complex geometries here. And okay.
So what is the purpose of the filament?
Filament, filament is, you can say, in stereolithography, we are not using filaments. Filaments is nothing but when you are the material which you are going to use, it comes in filament. You can say comes in filament look, or you can say that filaments way. It's just like wire. Basically, what's happening when you are providing printer the material? In normal printer, we are providing ink, and that ink can be in liquid form, okay, in some printers, and can be in powder form in some printers. Normal printer, I'm asking, saying. So like that, when you are going for 3D printers, so 3D printers will ask you material, that material which they are going to use to generate your model, or you generate your object, 3D object. So for that material, we are providing those materials in filament way, like in wires. Okay. Have you seen that bundle of wire in which we use in electricity wiring and all?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
so that wire itself is one filament, you can say.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, okay, okay.
so that filament is used by the 3D printers to create your object. Okay,
After
and that
melting the filament, the projective will make.
it's not like that. It's not like that. In some processes, because complete 3D printing is one additive technique, means you add layer by layer in that. Okay, so what printer will do, printer printer will cut that filament, or and paste that filament in that same layer by layer process. um, I can't explain by this. Okay, save your question for tomorrow morning, because in tomorrow morning, when I will provide you processes, printing process, so in that you will learn how they are going to do.
Okay,
Okay, and
sure,
what
sir.
is,
Okay.
okay, so there it will be very, very easily clear, because that images are on different PPTs, different PPTs.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tomorrow
Okay,
morning
okay.
definitely you will get. Okay,
Yeah,
and
sure, sir.
one
Sure.
more thing, remember, it is the filament should not, you can say that filament is not exactly of polymer. It can be of different materials. Okay,
Okay, sir.
so
Okay, sir.
it can be of any material, like silver, or like you can say aluminum. Okay, so it's totally depend upon which you are going to make your object.
Okay,
Okay,
sir. Okay, sir.
so like that.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So how does it works? Okay, so see, in this, give me 1 minute. Okay, here. So this is one image of stereolithography printer. Okay, in this printer, above part has laser, and this laser, what this laser does, it's project one light on this mirror, and that mirror reflects that lights on this liquid polymer. This is one tub. It has liquid polymer in it. Okay, and this is axis elevator, you can say, or z axis elevator. So this this platform where my mouse is running over, so this platform has y axis and x axis, and this platform, Shubham, I think you want to ask something.
Sir, I'm not
Please.
going to ask. No, 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 no.
Okay, but your hand is raised. That's why I asked. Okay. Okay. So this platform itself has x-axis and y-axis, and this elevator has z-axis, because all three axes should be there for printing 3D objects. Okay, so 3 dimensions are there, and we use this elevator to use this elevator basically for the height of the model. This is model which we are going to create, like this one building like structure. So okay, so we use this elevator to create that height of that object, and this platform is used basically for, you can say, x-axis and y-axis, the base of that object. Okay, and this tub itself has liquid polymer in it. What the laser will do? Laser will reflect or start beaming that light, and that light will be reflected from this mirror, and that light will come here, and with this light itself, this liquid polymer will be hardened, will be in solid form, exact on that part itself. And then at last what we will do, we will stop this, we will bring this hardened part from liquid polymer outside, and that is where we are getting our, you can say, object, 3D object. So that model which we have generated, we will get from this. Any doubt in this? And this is the way basically stereolithography works. Okay. So here the complete process is explained for you guys, and it ultraviolet lasers lights are there, and with those ultraviolet lasers we used to harden that liquid itself in that with some temperature or something like that. So ultraviolet laser aimed into the surface of the liquid, thermostat resins are there, or you can say polymer are there, liquid polymer, and then after a layer is imaged on the resin surface, the build from shift down and relocating, and or you can say the recoating bar move on like things. So the complete object itself is sliced, not divided. Divided is not the correct word. Slicing is the technical word here. So we used to slice those in different layers here, and then one layer, then one layer, then one layer, then one again upon, like that we used to build it. That's why 3D printing itself is known as additive technique, or you can take additive process. Okay. Layer by layer, repeated layer by layer until the build is complete, until the object is complete. It is to start that hardening of each layer on the surface, and then bringing it down on that bottom, and then we will start with another layer on top of that previous layer, and layer by layer we will generate whole model. Okay. And then after newly built parts are taken out of the machines, we will take that out and into the lab with different solvents we use to conduct or provide bound that, and additional resins, some of the wires or some of the very thin, you can say, thin wire type structures will come out of that. Then additional resins are basically we used to say that. So we remove that additional resins from that 3D model, and then finished, you can say, 3D object we will get. Okay. So we will clean, basically you can say the cleaning process of that 3D object is there. Okay, so that part is there, and it's used very low power laser. Remember that very carefully. SLA use a low power laser to harden photosynthesis resins. So this is resin, or you can say liquid polymer, and to harden this, it's used low power laser. Okay.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था, जैसे कि यहाँ पे हमने बिल्डिंग लाइक स्ट्रक्चर बनाया है, तो जैसे कि यहाँ पे सिर्फ लेजर लाइट आ रही है और जो लिक्विड है उसको हार्ड कर रही है, तो हम कोई अदर स्ट्रक्चर बनाना चाहते हैं तो वो उसको इंफॉर्मेशन कैसे जाएंगे, इन फॉर्म ऑफ द ड्राइंग्स या रेप्लिका रखेंगे, कोई नीचे पैटर्न रखेंगे?
एग्जैक्टली गुड क्वेश्चन। यही हमारा एग्जैक्टली गुड क्वेश्चन यहीं पे सॉरी again stated in Hindi. Exactly at this plates itself, the drawing, or you can say the stereolithography STL files will come in use, and with that itself this laser will start beaming, and this mirror will move along with this laser beam. Okay, and how they will move, that is controlled by, you can say, the drawing which we will provide in STL files.
Okay, so means the drawing is in the STL format, right?
STL format, good, exact.
Okay, and let us say here we have to draw another component. So how will track the STL file?
Means I didn't got your question.
जैसे कि सर यहाँ पे हमने ये ऑब्जेक्ट है ना, इसको यहाँ पे हमने बना दिया, तो STL फाइल फॉर्मेट यहाँ पे कहाँ पे आ रहा है, क्या वो कहाँ पे शो होगा?
नहीं, मैं आपको फिर बताता हूँ। ये जो चीज है, ये एक प्रिंटर है। आप what we do, we type on Word file and in system itself, and then we will give Control P command or printing command, and our normal printer will print that one on you can say paper. Okay.
Yes sir.
So like same, this is printer part. Okay. And the system itself, in the system, let's just assume there we have one system. Okay.
Yes,
and in this system we have software or something of CAD software. I am just giving one name of that software, CAD. Okay. And in that we have designed one object here, the same replica of this object here.
Yes,
okay. And then that CAD model has sent in STL format, STL model. We will see. Okay. And then STL file, this file will send to the printer.
Okay.
Wherever the wire is there, I don't know. Okay. That STL file will go to the printer, and then with this STL file way, this laser and this mirror will start moving slightly, and then this model will be generated. It will happen like this.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay then. So this is the complete process, or you can say how one stereolithography works. Okay, so it has different type of printer which has laser. In some different process, here you start with filament, and that filament will start on pasting. Tomorrow I will show you guys that different type of techniques are there. So processes are there. So in that you don't need liquid polymer. You just have to roll up filament here, load filament here, like we load pages in system or ink in normal printers. So like that, and then that itself will start layering. So we will see that part also tomorrow, but that is different process. Okay, so what are the stages in SL printing? So in SL printing, the image to be printed in 3D format needs to be designed first with the software and saved as STL file formats. Remember, this is the 5 stage which we have to do. First, what we have to do? We have to design that image, or you have to design that object in 3D format. Okay, and that basically 3D format we use to say CAD models. CAD models, जिनको हम CAD models बोलते हैं. Okay, and that CAD models should be saved in STL file formats. Okay, so I will explain you what is the difference between CAD and model and what is the how it's different from STL model. So we will see that part also, but give me some time for that. and that STL file format will be the, you can say, the blueprint which is used by the machine to recreate the design in physical form. And this file format will be sent to printer, and that is SL printer. Okay, and that SL printer will use this STL file, okay, and change its settings, exact location of lasers and mirror to reflect that to particular on that liquid itself. Okay, and then that output will be extracted. Okay, the next stage involves the selection of materials. Okay, I agreed. The selection by which this liquid, by which liquid you want to create your object, that you have to select. So here this liquid, what I am telling is liquid polymer. You can use resins also, different type of resins are there, should be there. But remember, why here we are using light, ultraviolet light, and that liquid should not be of aluminium, because aluminium is not sensitive to light. Okay, silver is not sensitive to light. This liquid which you are going to provide should be photosensitive resins. Remember, so this is the concept here. Okay, so you have to choose your material also by which you are going to generate your 3D model. Okay, once the print starts, the 3D printer deposit layer upon layer upon layer of the material filament to bring that 3D product for you guys. Okay, now STL files. Till now we have understood the whole process, and this whole process, STL file, it is very, very important. So now we are moving on for STL files. What is STL files? .stl is abbreviation of stereolithography itself. Somewhere in 1986, 3D systems, 1986, not 87, my mistake. Albert Konstling Group is one research group in 3D systems. They have created, and the head of that Albert Konstling Group consulting group is Chuck Hull. Okay, so Chuck Hull and his team has designed stereolithography file format for CAD software of 3D systems. Okay, and in some literature you will see that a standard triangle language, a standard tensillation language. I will explain you why it's known as a standard triangle language and why it is known as a standard tensillation language. So I will give you guys this way also how it is, because it's used one art method of tessellation way. So one of the painter, very, very famous painter, who has started to put the small tiles and bring one big picture with the help of those tiles. So that's why it is, you can say the tessellation process is there, and tessellation process is used in STL. That's why sometimes it's known as a standard tessellation language also. Okay, and we use triangles very much, not very much. I think 100% triangles are there in STL files. So I will give you how I'm saying that, and that's why it's known as a standard triangle language also. And STL file format nowadays is completely portable, highly portable, you can say, and free to use. So most of the 3D printing softwares and the 3D printers, again I'm saying most means 80 to 90% printers and 80 to 90% softwares supports STL files. Okay, so like that we have a very, very easy way we can use this. So it's a widely used format in STL. in the 3D printing domain. Okay, so how STL files describe a particular surface? So that okay, so how it is going to divide? It is going to give each and every object as a 3D object in surface geometry. Okay, and it divide only the surface of that geometry, and without color, without texture, and without any other attribute of that model. Okay, remember, it is very basic format. That's why it does not include color of your object. It does not include the texture part of your object, and other like size and other attributes like you can say weight, or like you can say that height. So that we are not going to include in this format. Okay, so STL file will only describe the surface geometry of any object. Then STL files have two types, ASCII and binary representations. So binary are more common because they are compact. So it when you can say ASCII file formats is very easy and very handy to write. Okay, and whereas binary are not readable. Remember, binary you can't read easily. So it is just 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 concept. So you will it is not easily readable for human being, but ASCII format is very much readable for human being, and we as a human used to generate ASCII files, but for printer use, we used to generate binary files because binary files are easy to transfer on printers because they are compact. Okay. So that's why mostly we use binary files itself. Okay, not here. Okay. Okay. So what Excel files stores? Excel files stores. No, not here. I will so not. Okay. Start with here itself. So .xl files uses triangles or group of triangles to provide that geometry or surface geometry of any object. So how? That part I should explain later. But for now being, just remember that all the STL files have data about triangles. Just remember that part. Okay, and as many edge triangles you will provide, the more accurate 3D objects you will get, the more refined 3D object you will get. So a smaller the facets produce higher quality of surface. Okay, we will see how. We will see that part. A smaller the facets produce a higher quality of surface. How? Because a smaller facets, or you can say a smaller triangle. Triangle and facets are same thing. Okay, so don't confuse in that. So a smaller the triangles, more accurate or more accurate surface design or surface geometry you can provide. Okay, so I have image of that, so I will explain that part also, how it's going to happen. Okay, and that is STL files. Now I'm going to remove these parts here. Okay, and remember, no any information about any scaling of that model will be stored in STL files. The units are completely arbitrary, and only 3 dots of triangle will be provided, X, Y, and Z. We will see that part also. We will see that part also. So you can come to my room. Okay, so And what is the purpose of the main purpose? To encode the surface geometry of any 3D objects, which we used to save. And yes, and tessellations का जो concept है. Give me 1 minute, guys. I'm getting important call. Give me just 1 minute. Sorry, that was one important call from office. So, okay. Okay. So remember what we are going to do. We are going to generate 3D object surface in triangle form. Okay. So lots of different small triangles we will use. Okay. And then that triangles will be fitted. That triangle, one triangle itself is one tile, and that tile will be adjusted with different tiles. And that was one MC Esser. He started the tessellation paintings, and from there itself, that Chunk Hall got that you can say inspiration to generate STL files. So see this in this printing, what they are doing. Different small geometrical spaces are there. Okay, and that geometrical spaces are used and adjusted with one another to generate the complete image and complete painting. In this different, see, this part is itself is one geometry, this part itself is another geometry, this part itself is another geometry, this one is another geometry, and that's why it is tiling process. So that's why it's known as tessellation paintings. Okay, and here what we are using in this painting, I agreed, in this painting lots of different geometrical you can say geometrical images are used. Like here, this is not you can say this is something like half oval, or you can say here this is diamond like shape is here. So different, but STL files we will use only triangles. Okay, and we use triangles with the tessellation process and to generate the complete geometrical surface of a object. Any doubt in this? Okay. So tessellation process is tiling a surface with one or more geometrical shapes such as there are no overlaps or gaps between them, and that tiling will, you can say, हम wall tiling and floor tiling में use करते हैं अपने घरों में. So that way is used, okay, to generate geometrical shapes. Okay, so these is the examples, very good paintings, and from there, not with this painting, but with the work of MC Esser, Chunk Hall got the inspiration, and then he has started with STL files. And what he has used with CAD model to generate in STL models. So see, just imagine that we have one cube. Okay, for time being, forget about the middle parts which are drawn here. So just imagine this is one cube for you guys, and how to generate that cube with the help of triangles. So one surface, if you give me 1 minute. So one surface is this. One surface is this. Okay, and just one surface we can draw with the help of two different triangles. So this triangle, this is one triangle, this is the second triangle here, and that is generated, and when you will add those two triangles, you will get one single square surface. Okay, so like that, each cube each cube has 18 different triangles can be needed. So not 16 total triangles should be needed for drawing one cube. Okay, and then just see this sphere. This sphere has lots of different small triangles. You can see here, and that triangles are coded in STL files. So for this, when you will ask me for CAD model, you will see one CAD model as one single square. And when you will ask me of STL model, I will show you that CAD model itself divided in different triangles. Okay. And here itself, when you will go with a sphere, there are lots of different triangles itself are drawn. And this ball, when you have to draw or when you have to create one sphere or ball of any 3D object, ball type 3D object, so you have to draw these many triangles in your STL files. Any doubt in this? See, like I have to draw the image of pig and the face of the pig. So what I will do, I will generate one image of pig model and then generate it is in STL model with the different small triangles, lots of small triangles. Okay, and remember I told you guys that more the triangles or the more the triangles coded in SK files of STL, the more accuracy you will see. See, these have bigger triangles, okay, and less clarity or less refined face is there. But when you will generate more and smaller triangles, these have more clarity than this. When you will generate more triangles in this, so you have more clarity in this face. That's why I told you guys here. Accuracy depends upon triangle sizes. A smaller facets or smaller triangles produce a higher quality surface. Okay. Okay. So give me 1 minute. Then we will go further. Meanwhile, if you have any questions, so you can type or you can remember or note down that questions. We will go further. Okay, so I hope I cleared the concept. What is tile solutions and how triangles are used and why we used to call STL as a standard triangle language or a standard translation language. So these are the concept here. And what is the difference between CAD model and STL model? So this is basically, you can say that STL model, when you have this model itself in without triangles, that is CAD model. Steps in stereolithic process, you can say we have CAD model here Okay, we use to generate STL model, means dividing this CAD model in STL formats, and that is basically the concept of dividing this complete surface in different smaller triangles, and then we use slicing softwares. Most of the 3D softwares has modeling and slicing are same in the same software itself, so we don't need any other slicing softwares from outside of that software itself. So we use to slice, when slice that model in number of layers. See, like this: basic layer, this layer, second layer, that layer, then another, then another. So these type of layers are there. So we use to slice that complete model in different layers. Agreed? And then provide this complete to 3D printer. Okay, and then construct each layer at once in the 3D printer itself, and then at last we will get our 3D object. Okay, this is the complete process of stereo lithography. So we will see this part, these two parts, these two steps only. Not a slicing, not slicing, sorry. CAD files into STL files. So we will see that part also, how to generate STL files. So STL files stores information about facets, or you can say triangles, and there are two different way to generate STL files. One is ASCII coding and another one is binary encoding. So, and what these both encoding will help you or provide the information. So they will provide the coordinates of the verses, means the coordinates of particular you can say triangles. Okay, and then coordinates of the verses you will get from each triangle, and the component of the unit normal, means how you are going to provide. Means always remember one concept is there. Hello. Okay, always remember that all the surfaces, when you are drawing surface, the triangle should outwards, means to upwards. So right hand Cartesian coordinates are there. So we use that part, okay, to generate that, and all the points should be of outwards. Okay, so we will see that part also, what is output and how I am saying that all should be, and that is known as normal of any triangle or any vector, you can say. Any doubt in this? So we will go ahead. About info about facets. So this is there. So listen, y-axis, z-axis, and z-axis and x-axis is there. So for one triangle, you have on z-axis one information will be there. For y-axis, you have one information. Okay. So this is x, this is y, and this coordinate is z. So z and x-axis also you have three values, and it is facing outwards, not inwards to the object. So always the surface will face outwards. That's why it is outwards, and that is normal. This is which we have written here in red is known as normal. So we will see what is the use of normal and what are the three vertices we have to provide for each and every triangles, and how you can code. So total 12 numbers you have to provide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12. So 12 numbers you have to provide. Okay, and that is Cartesian coordinate systems. It uses basically right hand Cartesian coordinate systems. So don't use left hand, it should use that right hand coordinate systems. Okay, so that's, if you will use right hand coordinate systems, then only the normal will be outwards. So in the basic, how you have to start to generate ASCII STL files. In ASCII STL files, this is the mandatory line. Each and every file will start with solid and the name of that object, or you can say file name or whatever. This is completely depends upon you. You can provide ABC or anything, but the solid, the keyword, so you should not remove this solid. You should have that, like solid human face. Okay, so human face is the name, and then solid is that keyword. So each and every SKSTL file will start with solid and then name, where name is an optional string. Okay, you can omit also, and but solid should be there. Okay, and still it's after solid you have to just provide one space. Then you have to start with facets. So as many number of triangles you have to give those many facets. So this is just for one. Remember, this code itself is just for one. You have to provide as many as triangles you want in your drawing. Okay, so this is facets, and then normal, these are keywords, you have to write it here. Then each and every x-axis, then y-axis, and then z-axis. So one, always this will be one, because then only you can say this is outwards. Okay, then outer loop will start. Give us tabs, don't forget to provide tabs. See, this one is the first line, then this is second, this is the after tab, outer loop, then one again tab, then vertex, vertex, and 3 vertices you have to provide. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 values you have to provide. You can change these 12 values only. You should not change any of the keyword. Then in loop, then in facets. So like that, you have drawn one single triangle in your ASCII file. Okay. The file contains the mandatory end line and solid and the name. If you have provided name here, then definitely name should be here. Otherwise, it will be optional for both places. Same. So end solid should be the last line of your complete STL file. Okay. Okay. Then okay. So remember some of the points. Facets are simple triangles. All those facets which you have given are simple triangles. White spaces may be used anywhere in the file except within the numbers and words. Okay, except within the numbers and names, you should not use white spaces. Anywhere you can use, but not in numbers and words. The space between facets and normals and between outer and loop are required. Always remember this one. This space and this space is required. Don't think that this is end loop is along with end loop without a space, so it should also with no space. So remember. Okay, and create, how to create, just start with one text editor, create one text editor, open in one text editor, start with line and end line, and in between group all these 7 lines. Remember 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 lines for each of the triangles. You just have to write and save with .stl command your ASCII file. STL file is created. Okay, but the glitch is here itself. How? The problem is that how you will know which are the coordinates you have to provide. Okay, and that's where different CAD softwares comes in. Okay, and that they provide help. Okay, so with the help of CAD softwares you can go with. Just think, we are going to I'm giving one example of tetrahedron. So that is just nothing special, just prism. So like this is shape. Okay, we have to draw in and we have to code. Just think that we have to code this tetrahedron in our STL files. So how many surfaces are there? 4 surfaces, 1, 2, 3, and 1 downwards below that. Okay, so 4 surfaces are there. So see, A, B, C, and D. 4 surfaces are there, and each one has their own coordinates. Okay, so 4 different triangles are there, and their triangles have their own coordinates. So minuses are also there, remember, but in STL file, just for example, I am stating here that there is minuses are there in Access, but remember, STL file should not have any minus value, any negative value in it. In that is you can say should be there in any STL file. Okay, there should be not any negative value. Just to explain this prism or tetrahedron, I have given this image. Okay, so these many coordinates are there for each triangle. A, for A triangle like this one, we have 1, 1, 1, minus, minus, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So these are the 3 triangles vertices, 1, 2, 3, like this B, like that C, and then D is also there. So how to code that? Start with solid. The file should have name first line as solid and then a space, then tetrahedron. Or you can provide prism also, whatever the name you want, you can provide, but just I'm providing tetrahedron. Then facet first, A, this one is for A, and normal 0, 0. Without face, without outwards, I have given it here. This had 0, 0 means without outwards. So this zeros means without outwards. Then outer space loop, then vertices 1, all 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, minus 1. And end loop, then end facet. So this is for triangle A, this is for triangle 2 or B. Okay, this is for triangle C, this is for triangle D, and at last end solid, space, and tetrahedron. So this complete code will provide you this CAD model. This is CAD model, remember, and this is you can say STL file model. So that we have generated with this code. So this code you have to write in your .stl file if you are using ASCII encoding. Okay, and that will generate you this model. Okay, remember this. Remember one thing, this is not printable 3D model. Okay, remember this part. This is just for example to explain you better. Then we have binary. So binary STL files are basically why we use binary version of STL files. As many think here, or you can see this one also. See, I think nearly 1 lakh triangles are there in this. Okay, and when you will start coding or providing the coordinates of all those triangles in STL file, ASCII format, just think 1 lakh triangles into 7 lines for each. So 7 lakh lines you have to provide. Okay, and that you have to write. So for just here 4, have to write these many lines, and think when you will write 7 lakh lines, that will make ASCII files too much heavy, and that is not going to be easily forwarded, or you can say loaded on printer and use that file to print your 3D model. So that is big problem. So what is the solution of that problem? So what we have to encode that complete ASCII file into binary files. And what are binary files? Binary file start with just 80 character headers, which is generally ignored. You if you want, but should never begin with solid, because that may lead some software to assume. Remember, you should not use solid word in that 80 character header. Otherwise, that file should be, some of the printer will remember, or some of the software will think that this is a SKSTL file. Okay, and that complete code itself is in 0, 1, and then they will get confused, and you will in nowhere. Okay, so don't use solid word in that 80 character header. Okay, and if you want, you can ignore that part also, not an issue. So that 80 characters can be easily ignored. Okay, following that 80 characters, you have to start with 4-byte little Indian unsigned integer. Unsigned, why? Remember what I told you, each triangular facets should be in positive number. Okay, so that's why we should not use negative numbers. If you will start using negative numbers, 1 bit or 1 byte bit will be used for where I have written that. Okay, so all positive quotient rule is there. So we'll see that part also, how it is avoiding, and why we need that all should be in positive. Okay, and then 4-byte little Indian unsigned integer indicating number of triangle facets in the file. Following that, the data describing each triangle in turn, triangle ka turn, triangle's normal should be there, and then file simply ends after last triangle. And that is very easy way. Each triangle is described by 12 30-bit floating numbers itself, and that is you are making very less or compressed binary version of SK file. So that's the benefit of binary files. And this is in 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So we should, for it's tough to read by human, by us. So we basically use to generate the files in ASCII format. Okay, and then system itself, most of the software converts in binary files, binary STL files itself, and then they will then they will start with sending that binary STL files to printer, and printer used to print that STL files. So we should not worry about binary files. That's why I'm not going in depth with that. I have given basic knowledge of that. 80-byte header is there, and number of triangles 4-byte each. For each triangle you have 50 bytes, 12, 12, 12, 12 for normal vertices versus, and then attribute byte count should be there for 2 bytes, total 50 bytes, and this 80 you can avoid, then only these many you need. Means for one triangle you need 4-byte plus 50. Okay, if you have 7 lakhs, so 7 lakh into 50 byte, no 1 lakh, so 50 bytes into 1, and then 4 itself, and then 80 is there, so it is there. So only that much byte you need. So it is very easy to use binary STL files. Okay, so and these two bytes are basically attribute bytes count are there, unsigned integer, that attribute byte counts. In the standard format this should be 0, because most software does not understand anything else. So that is should be 0 in a standard format. So it just have to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 you have to write at last. Okay, so these concepts should be there, and we have to use these concepts. Okay, IEEE floating point numbers are used. Okay, and in both of the parts. So that's why it is little Indian, and most of the system supports it. Okay, these are the standard, you can say industry standard, but there is no any particular documentation given for binary STL files anywhere. Okay, so systems generate their own binary STL files to provide printers, and printers use those binary STL files to, you can say, print your 3D objects. And four very you can say rules of STL formats are there: the vertex rule, the orientation rule, the all positive content rule, and triangle sorting rule. So let's see that part also. You must have to follow these four rules to make your STL file to be printable. Otherwise, you can write any STL files like I have written here. This STL file is there. You can see this is using each and every concept of ASCII file format, but it is not printable. Okay, because these two major problems with this SQL file. This SQL file has two major problems. One, it is not outwards. The normal is not outwards. Second, it has negative numbers. Okay, so that's the concept. So what is rules and orientation rules? So it's avoiding orientation rule and positive rules. So though two different rules it is avoiding my file, that's why it is not printable. So let's see what are those special rules. The vertex rule states that each triangle must share two vertices with its neighboring triangle. Okay, so two vertices of the neighboring triangle should be shared. Okay, and see, you can easily say, sir, this is also one triangle, this is one so triangle, this is square I have divided in three triangles. What the problem? But the problem is vertex rule. Vertex rules, according to vertex rule, two vertices are not shared by this triangle to neighboring. Okay, two should be common, but is not there. That's why this is invalid modeling. This is correct modeling. So you have to go with this modeling. You should not go with this modeling. Okay, in this it is sharing two vertices with each and every triangle. Okay, so that part you have to remember. Then orientation rule. Orientation rule always the orientation of the facet of each and every triangle, that is which way in the 3D object and which way is out, must be specified by two ways. So always remember that your because it is surface, so you are not going to model inside that surface. You are just going to model outside of that surface. So you have to always in outwards. So one is outwards, and that is always right in you can say counterclockwise. So always start with counterclockwise typing. So this should be of your first, this should be second, and this should be third vertex. Don't write this one as first vertex, this one as second vertex, and this one should have third vertex. Okay, always in counterclockwise format you have to write. So the direction of the normal should point outwards, and the vertices are listed in counterclockwise order. So remember that part. Okay, so that is the orientation rule. Okay, so this is compulsory to be printable 3D printable STL files. Okay, and then we have all positive octant rule. So all positive octant rule means the coordinate of the triangle vertices must be positive. Why it must be positive? Then to store negative coordinates, one need to use signed floating points, and signed floating points require one additional bit for signs, and that's why we should avoid this. Okay, we should not go with that, and that's why we should ensure all coordinates should be positive. Okay, and it's very easy. You don't have to worry about that, sir, this much rules you have stated and how we are going to follow. So you just have to draw CAD model, click, easily it will convert to you can say STL files. Okay, and remember 3D Cartesian coordinate system, which is also I sometime I used that right hand Cartesian coordinate systems. So that itself has all the points as positive. So by default, if you are using 3D Cartesian coordinate system or right hand Cartesian coordinate systems, so you are providing all positive coordinates itself. So how why I'm saying that all positive coordinates should be there? See, this is x-axis. So each coordinate means one cube, because 3D model itself is cube. Okay, so 3D model, if one three-dimensional thing, you will subtract or you will subdivide it in from the middle of that. So you will get 8 different cubes. Okay, on the axis on the graph, and then this one, the very first, has all positive. When you will go from middle to this is positive. When you will go from middle to this is going to be positive, and when you're going upward, this is going to be positive. In the second one, in the second way, when you are going up, it's positive. Good, well done, sir. When you are going y-axis, it is positive. Good, well done. But when you are going on x-axis, it is going to be negative. So you should not draw your triangle in this quadrant. Same as in third one, when you will go with y-axis, that is going to be negative. And in the fourth one, when you are going to be y-axis, it's going to be negative. So you should not go with third, fourth also. Same in the bottom, all bottom, z-axis is going to be negative. So you should not go with that. Only this cube and this part is going to be, or this octant is going to be positive. So you should draw all the triangles here itself, and you should not go with another octant itself. Okay, that's the concept of all positive octants rules. And then we have triangle sorting rules. So triangle sorting rules, remember, triangle appears in ascending z value order. How? Okay, here we have 4 triangles. Okay, so remember, all those triangles have z values. Agreed? Good, sir. You have all those triangles and this value z. So, and those z values should be always, remember, in ascending orders. Ascending order z values should be there. Why it's needed? It's needed. It helps in slicer slice the 3D model faster. Very fast the slicer will slice if you have written z values in ascending orders. And this is not basically a strict and enforced rule, but you should use this. Helps slicer to slice your model very fast, because you need to be layer by layer printing. That's why. Okay, so slicer will slice this model very fast. That's why triangle sorting rule is there. And if you will ask me why we should go with binary or ASCII, I will say always go with the binary part. Binary is always recommended, but you are completely unable to read that and generate that binary part, binary STL files. So definitely you have to work on ASCII format, and then you can system or software itself will convert ASCII format. So binary is recommended for printing purpose, itself. Okay, and what are the advantages and disadvantages, you can ask me. Then simple method to represent 3D models, very simple method, very basic model, the first model you can say of 3D modeling. Then flexibility, more triangles, more better resolutions. As many triangles you will draw, as many better resolutions or find 3D objects you will get. Easy to handle and transfer, very easy to handle and transfer. This is So these are there. Then we have, you can say, disadvantage: large files compared as CAD data. CAD data, CAD model has a smaller size, but this files or STL files have larger size. So this is the one disadvantage. And remember, there is no any typographical information or no any ordered saved in STL files. So that's the problem. One problem is there, like color you can't define in STL files, height, weight, size, that you can't define in STL files. So that's the disadvantage of STL files. But again, you will ask me, is every STL file is 3D printable? I will say no, not at all. What the STL file I have written for you guys in this slide, that itself is not printable. I have explained you why. Okay, so remember, when you are drawing or you are getting some files from net or somewhere, so that file should be in STL format, and that file should be in, you can say, printable format. Okay, so always I will say, because if it is not printable, you will lost your time, frustrations. So what I will suggest, search on internet, get some files which are STL files and printable files, and then use those files in your work. At last, as I told you, search somewhere and get your files. Think these are some these are some websites from where you can freely get or search your STL files. So let me show you Thingiverse. That is very, very good one. I personally recommend this. So give me 1 minute. Okay, this is digital file systems are there, so you can search here. It is very, very easily, you can get that part here. So like this 3D shapes, if you want to draw, you can just click here. Oh, it's asking for sign in. Okay. Okay, these you can draw. Okay, these shapes, see, these shapes you can draw. Okay, so 3D printing, so these also you can get. So these many things are there, so you can get and you can draw more and more, even hands, guns. Collect things, I think it should work. Okay, it's asking for create your account, but it's free. Always remember that Thingiverse is free, so you can download easily. One of the search engine is also there. Let me, I think Yegi. That is Yegi, yes. So one, you can search any particular objects you want. So search here. These many models are there, so it will provide you that models. Like think you want to generate this, and so easily you can search here and see. When you will go click on this, so it will provide you that Thingiverse. You can download all files from here and from here itself. 1 minute, get 1 minute. So this is STL file. In this you will get STL file of that, so you can use that STL file here. And someone asked me about filament. So this is filament. This is maybe of silver or maybe of something. So like this filaments will come. These are basically wires. So, and how to use tomorrow, I will provide you that part, how to use that filaments and all. Some of the systems basically use filaments, not all. So you can download STL files from here and then you can use some of the very much you can say software. Some of the software for 3D middle. If you are beginner, I will suggest you to go with Tinkercad. Tinkercad is childish, you can say, CAD system. So very easy. Even a child can draw 3D models in Tinkercad. It's basically made of with for child itself. Then a SketchUp is there. A SketchUp is basically from Google and very vast. Then some of the if you are engineer or you want to go ahead, so Autodesk Inventor, CATIA, IronCAD, these many softwares are there, SolidEdge, SolidWorks. And then if you are artists and drawing some 3D images, so Blender, Maya, and JetBrush is there for you. Some of the open source software I have written here. Tinkercad is open, FreeCAD, which I use FreeCAD. So you can use FreeCAD also. Blender, Mesh Mixer, MeshLab, 3D Slash, SculptGL. So these many are some of the open source softwares are there. And as I told you, what is the future? So remember that STL was initially developed in 1987, and for 22 years, not a single updations or came in this. It was unchanged for 22 years, and in 2029 means 2009 basically, not 29. It's 2009. An update to the format came, and that was STL 2.0 was proposed. And why they have proposed this? Because to support material type, to support color in that STL, and further this STL 2.0 was completely changed and came in AMF, additive manufacturing file format. Nowadays AMF is there, and what the benefits are in AMF? It stores support colors, multiple file materials are there, consolations are there, so it supports all of them. Then thank you. If you want to ask some questions, you can ask, or if you want me to provide you some of the CAD files, so I can FreeCAD, I can guide you. On FreeCAD, you can draw your STL files and all. Meanwhile, you can ask your questions.
Any questions related to this session with Dr. Ashish sir? Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Ashish, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir. Meanwhile,
sir, please share your PPT.
Okay, sir. Definitely, I will.
With mail, sir. Mail कर देना आप तो.
बिल्कुल. Meanwhile, if you want to see, this is basically CAD.
Yes.
FreeCAD, and FreeCAD has different ways you can draw. So I have some drawings here. Like see this one also I can show you. Okay. All of you I think know about that Rubik's puzzle, and that Rubik puzzles you can draw, and then same. So Rubik's draw करने के लिए when we used to draw Rubik's, so different models are here. So you can provide these one in your printer, and then printer can see different ways or different 3D looks are there. So you can use that. So there and select this, then here path will be there. So let me provide. One thing what I told you, this complete syllabus or the complete topics what I have covered is generation only. We don't need to worry about the correction of STL files. System itself will automatically correct that file. So here when you will go with inspection, so inspection is there one part, so it will help you in just to correct that. Transform रुको, so कहाँ गया? हट गया क्या? सॉरी गाइज, वो ये रहा एक्सिस एंड XY एक्सिस एंड पोजीशंस आपको यहाँ दिख रही हैं. सो दिस इज बेसिकली यू कैन यूज. सो मैस जो है वो मैस कितने हैं और कितने फेस क्रिएट हुए उसके एंड उसका प्लेसमेंट्स कहाँ कहाँ है, ये सारी चीजें आपको दिख रही हैं. जिस भी पार्ट पे क्लिक करेंगे उस पार्ट का आपको बेसिकली फेस दिखने लगेगा. यहाँ पे ये नहीं, ये डेटा है, डेटा यहाँ दिख रहा है, हमें एक्सेस दिख रहे हैं, कौन से एक्सेस पे दिख रहा है, ठीक है. और फेस कितने, मेस कितने जनरेट हुए, पॉइंट्स कितने जनरेट किए, कितने एजेस जनरेट किए हैं आपने इस कंप्लीट उसमें. तो सारी चीजें आपको यहाँ दिख रही हैं. तो इसके अकॉर्डिंगली जब भी आप इसको क्लिक करेंगे तो आप इसको एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं STL फाइल्स के रूप में. यहाँ आपके पास है AMF फाइल भी बन सकता है आप जब चाहें. So AMS file, if you want, you can generate it AMF file also. If you want, you can go with STL file also. So STL file I have generated here. So that is there. So you can easily read that STL file in any text editor. So, and for drawing, you can use these many tools are there. You can click here, arc. So arc related tool will come here. Please wait. System. Okay, so arc related tool came here, so you can draw that part here. Okay, so and if you want, you can want different drafts and reacts, reverse engineering and all the things. Inspection is there, which is used for basically correction of that files. Each STL files can be corrected with the help of inspections. Very fast. FreeCAD is very vast tool, so you have to go with your own, and if you need any help you can contact me. Okay, then thank you, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir, Ashish sir, for a wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all the participants for joining this session.